What's up, everybody? Brett here, back today playing some more Ball Pit. This is probably going to be the last episode. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed this series. I could min-max the heck out of this game and play it a lot more. But, you know, it's kind of reached its natural course for me. If I wasn't making videos of this is about when I would probably stop playing the game. I've managed to get to all the levels. I think I've unlocked all the characters. You know what, while I'm talking, let's just go ahead and harvest. In the off chance that we get a chance to see some additional buildings and stuff today. And the goal of my channel isn't always to beat games, especially if they're not narrative focused. It's not to beat them and 100% them, it's just to kind of squeeze all the fun out of it and then give you guys more of a full picture of the game in case you have your own interest in playing it, right? Kind of watching the pretty colors for a second there. Alright. So, yeah, I just want to, you know, kind of make you an informed consumer. You get to watch someone else play the game. If you want to play it, you can. So let's see, what could we do today? Do we want to try to take on the Void again? Did we start with that? Yeah, the Vast Void. I was making sure that's what it was called. So we did it with the Itchy Finger. We did it with Cohabitants. We could try it with some of our other kind of favorite characters. I do like the Embedded. These two characters do not work together. Sure, let's try to take the Embedded and the Empty Nester. Also a little bit of a nombo. I feel like we gotta take the Warrior, right? You know what, let's do that. Let's take the Embedded and then let's take the Warrior. And let's try to uncover some last blueprints here. Give you guys yet more information. That's not good English. Give you guys even more information. Let's take the light ball. And what else? So this character does not want to hit the wall. I guess we're just taking... I could not take any of these, but I feel like it'd be a little silly maybe not to take the Protective Charm for free. So this character now has piercing, unless we shoot at the wall. So for the most part, we're going to want to make use of the piercing. But there are times when you don't really want to do that. But we also have to be careful we don't get the ball stuck in the back until we have really strong ones. So I went ahead and took the light ball. Someone left me a comment in the comment section saying that it would be cool to merge the light and the dark ball together. So we're going to try to do that. That is my goal. There's so many like evolutions and things that I have probably not seen. I never really bothered to go and, you know, look up the combos. Not that I'm worried about spoilers or anything, but that is kind of a thing. Take an ice ball. But I always ask, you know, for you guys, if you're curious about a certain part of the game and you want to see it, all you got to do is ask, just put it in the comment section, and if I can, I'll try to make it happen. And if you want to see new and different evolutions, I wouldn't have minded going and looking it all up and trying to figure them out, you know. Certain games, just like with movies and stuff, I really try to avoid all spoilers. Banish the magnet. This is not one of them. I don't particularly care about spoilers in a game with no narrative. The ending was a little trippy. In yesterday's episode, I'm kind of struggling to remember it now. It's like we got in a spaceship and like took off. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Not in a bad way, but it was weird. I'm kind of struggling to remember it, honestly, now. I had such a weird day yesterday. Did my first ever, I don't know, man, heroic dose of mushrooms. Never done that before. Not going to talk about it, really, but boy, I don't know if I recommend that for people. But it was something I wanted to experience, so I did it. Definitely something not to take lightly or play around with, that's for sure. So we've got some evolution options here. Swamp versus glacier, what do you want? Let's take glacier. I think those are both pretty comparable. I like the idea of pairing the glacier with the piercing. And let's go vampire ball. We'll look to pair that with the bleeding one. All of these are kind of not what I want. Let's take our free rerolls here. We need to get these to level 3 if we want to merge them and make space for the dark ball, which we're going to try to get. And we're going to roll probably a lot more aggressively if we get to a point where we're not just naturally getting it. For now, we're holding the enemies back. Almost to the first mini-boss nerd. And I always say nerd with great affection, being one myself. Sure, we'll just take that. I'm trying to remember what these dudes' deals were. I remember the final boss was a UFO with a bunch of circling balls around it that were shooting me. But I don't remember if these guys do anything special. They must, and maybe I just don't notice. Okay, we're going to quickly upgrade the vampire ball. That way we can mix that one with the bleed. Put a little damage on some of these stacks. As we're already starting to see some good cracks in the mini-boss, I don't have to be that scared that we're not going to finish. Take the light one. Consider taking the pressure cooker there. Another blueprint for us. I don't really want to waste my rerolls here. Huh. I like the fan. Let's take the fan. And we unlock the Marksman's Guild. I know what all these buildings are going to be. They're going to be the quote-unquote infinite. Yeah, we'll take the Vampire Lord. They're going to be like the infinite upgrade buildings that probably start off very cheap, but then ultimately get to be extremely expensive, I have to imagine. And we've got some hits to give with our protective charm shield. Want to be careful not just to yeet all of our balls into the void there. Man, these things are tough, huh? So that vampire ball is pretty good, but made way more efficient with piercing. Okay. That's an evolution. Let's reroll. Let's reroll. And let's reroll. Yeah, didn't get what I wanted here. So I'm just going to take an upgrade for the Vampire Lord. Kind of kicking myself. Wish I had just taken the Cell Ball, perhaps. Would have been able to mix with the poison. We passed on some decent stuff. To gamble a little bit. Yeah. The laser's good. We're gonna probably merge that with poison. You can see the enemies kind of getting pretty close to us. Don't love that. Kind of consistently getting unlucky with the rolls there, so kind of forces us to play a little different. Take that. Now, as soon as we get our next reactor, we can evolve again and start fishing for the Dark Ball. I'm going to try to make it happen for you, man, if I can. I thought it was a sign that I got the Light Ball really early. To me, the Light Ball is one of the weaker ones, just because if I'm getting hit by so many projectiles that the blind is super relevant, then I'm probably already losing. So I don't see its effect as super necessary. So and the Ghost Ball is not what we want, but I will take the Pressure Valve. Maybe it'll help us clear some of these waves a little faster. And I think we definitely want to pierce here through the super dense enemies. And aim directly at this mini boss. We've nearly got him down. That's great. Okay, so might be able to afford to change my angle a bit here. Yeah, I invested a lot in taking that down, and I didn't even get it. Really need a 5th ball here, man. I see the blueprint. We want another ball before we pick anything up. And I'm not getting what I want. I mean, this wouldn't be bad. Let's re-roll. Let's re-roll. Damn, let's re-roll again. Let's re-roll again. I'm trying, man. Trying to get some upgrades on our passives, maybe? Man, the bare minimum again. And we get the Grand Museum for infinite intelligence buffing. We have the option to fuse. Man, any of these fuses would be kind of neat. Let's see what that does. The Radiation Beam Vampire Lord. Very cool. And there it is, the dark ball. Is it too late? Probably. I've had to make use of so many fusion reactors to get benefits I didn't really want. We're probably, I mean, we're in need of a fifth ball here pretty bad. These enemies in this level just have so much health. I don't know if maybe our characters just aren't leveled enough, you know? Do I want that? I think I just take any ball at this point. Yeah, so we need to get the dark ball to level 3. We're not going to get any help there. That sucks as well. So we need 2 levels on the dark ball, and then we need another fusion reactor to evolve. I don't think we're going to get it. I ignored the guy in the bottom right on purpose there. Yeah, it's just too late now. But I'll still be happy if we beat the final boss and we take home these blueprints. Because the next logical step for us is to start doing like hard runs. And just seeing really how tough this game could get. Digging into the kind of the town mechanics. There's a bunch of buildings I'm barely even using that I know how to use to farm like a crazy amount of resources. But yeah, it's just not what this particular playthrough is about. I've got some other games I really want to start playing that I've kind of been putting off. Hades 2 being one of them. Really excited to get into that at some point, man. I'm just trying to want to, you know. Kind of, it's just that it's a big undertaking as far as making videos and playing that on camera. And it's a game I play with a controller that I haven't used in forever. And I've been having a lot of hand pain. I use the controller to try to avoid it. But it's been so long since I used it. What is this? Increased crit chance to 20% when hitting blinded enemies. Okay. Alright, it's dodge time. But I'm not even that worried about the dodging. Even though I just took a few hits there. The dodging is not the hard part here. It's definitely the clearing of the enemies that are getting close to me, and they're going to cost me a lot of HP. Thank you for the levels. So I took that because at the end of the day, if we're blinding the boss, which I don't, as I'm looking at him, I don't know if that's possible. It would be just like a flat percentage damage buff. Because so many enemies are blinded. Kind of strafe left to right here. Get a lot of different angles, try to make sure we're clearing. The dark and light ball really do sort of suck separately. I was kind of looking forward to seeing what they made together. Probably something that's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to take some hits here. We'll just take the gold. So like the shadow ball, it just hits the first thing and then blows up. 600, 500 damage, whatever, and then it's gone. It's contributing so little to what we're doing here with this many enemies. It doesn't synergize with the piercing. It's really taking that really handicaps us. Alright, the UFO is all alone. He's going to start rolling around now. We took out all of his orbitals. Wish I could still get reactors, man. Do those blue projectiles block my special balls? I was just kind of thinking about that. They look like they were. Because normally the special balls leave these like red projectiles. They go right through them, while the baby balls shoot them out of the sky. Let's see if we can pay attention next time he does the blue projectile attack. Okay, these are yellow. Are they blocking these? Yeah, it is. The bleed ball bounced right off of it. So we do need to find like a gap to dodge, but we also need to find a gap to shoot through. Because we're not doing any damage at all right now. Just keep dodging. We went into a corner, that's okay, that's what the shield's for. To save us from our terrible mistakes. Don't shoot into the black hole, man. And we nearly got this guy down. Ooh. Shield's a little late to help us here. Ah, no, never mind. Spoke too soon. And we're at good HP. I think we're gonna make it. Could maybe just jump in one of the holes and hide. If I find myself getting like stuck. I will say it is nice that they stop spawning enemies. That would be making this fight a lot more annoying. Back up here, we're too close. If I wanted to never get hit, I would just run up when he goes down and run down when he runs up. But it would make this fight take even longer, which I'm not trying to do. I'm trying to get it done. Cool. Embedder and True Warrior are the achievements we just got, and we also get the Wagon Factory bonus speed. And we're going to jump into the UFO again. And get a chance to watch this trippy ending once more. As we ascend into godhood. Oh, wow. So the other characters are still there. That's cool. That kind of makes me want to try to finish with all the characters and see what happens if you get all the guys to escape. Return to base. We gathered some resources while I was gone. Cool, cool, cool. Collect some stuff from our automated bro. Should have probably had that going while we were gone, but it's, once again, it's whatever. Okay, these buildings are huge, apparently. So we'll just go ahead and expand. excuse me. Drop you down. Drop you down. Let's drop you down. We still have the evolution chamber, which would be massive as a power spike, would solve almost all of our problems. As would the relic collector, all problems with levels, that is. And we are just gonna send it. And see if we manage to hit any of these on accident. We'll speed it up. Yeah, we got one. Cool. Could spend a bunch of resources upgrading, but I just kind of want to play. We have some new characters that we didn't really beat anything with. The physicist. Balls are affected by gravity pulling towards the back of the screen. I'm just going to take this guy by himself to the boneyard. And see if we can't knock that out. And right off the bat, see, why didn't I think of this? That is good. So, and I'm just going to take the pressure valve. So, the light and the dark evolution, we shall see. And I'm sure we're just straight up strong enough with all of our upgrades from town to make this quite the easy run. Probably want to use my banishes ASAP, just to take stuff out of the pool. Still not 100% sure how to use this character to his best efficiency. Like, banish that, don't want that. I feel like I want to just aim for the forward-most enemy to try to, like, squeak as many bounces out of this as possible. Okay, we've almost got a level. I'm just going to banish these. Can we get another level before we have to take that fusion reactor? That's the question. Looks like we might get it. And another level potentially means another dark upgrade, which in turn means we're finally going to see this evolution. Sweet. The light bulb. Deals 2 to 5 damage to every enemy on screen. Oh, that one's sick. This is the exact type of ball I like. Just amazing passive damage. And good with this character, because this character's ball just kind of want to... Man, what a weird sentence I was about to say. The ball just hangs out as it just slowly bounces. So it stays on screen longer, so it does more damage. Nice. Well, wish we'd have been able to do that for the boss, because that would have been pretty good, I think. For helping us clear those waves. If we weren't playing two of our stronger characters level-wise, I think we would have had a hard time surviving that last run. We'll take another ball there, and let's see if we can get some good levels, man. It's been so long since I've seen 5 upgrades. So something we have to ask ourselves early in these runs, and I always kind of forget with the boneyard because it's been so long since I've been here, that can we kill the final boss, which is invulnerable from the front and only weak in the back. And I think with the laser and the light bulb, we already have the ability to do that, as well as the wind ball, because it can pierce. But it is something to keep in mind. Take a reroll? Nah, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm rerolling. Just take the upgrades. There's nothing in particular that we want just yet. Not so good frontal damage. Kind of just not what this character is about, I suppose. Oof. And let's see what we got. We got 3 evolutions. Could take the virus, could take the radiation beam. Man, double radiation beam would be cool. Okay, another reactor on the board. Probably will just take that. Man, my brain is a little fried from yesterday. At least the talking parts are. But I'm really trying to get on a good, like, recording schedule. I prefer to make 2 videos a day. Some days I get in the mood and make 4, right? Or I'm just really bored. That happens. But it's nice when that happens, because then if I have a day where I wake up and I don't feel like talking to myself, I don't have to make videos. And I don't have to make videos regardless. I do this for fun. Gotta have a hobby, man. I've got several, including one of my kind of favorite things, sumo, man. I know I tell you guys I train jiu-jitsu and I love that, but one of my kind of more recent favorite things to watch is sumo. And right now there's the final like major tournament of the year in Japan is going on. And there's a YouTube channel I would recommend if you guys have any interest in like Japanese news stories, like history, stuff like that. It's NHK Japan. You can look it up on YouTube. And it's like, for me, it's like reading the paper in the morning. It's such a nice, very like NPR, if you guys know NPR from the US. Let's get some zombies. Why not? And it's just, most of the time, it's just good, wholesome stories, a lot of educational stuff. A little bit of like Japanese propaganda, but you know, what news is free of any propaganda? But it's nice. It's really cool because they translate it to English and they do it very well. And when it comes to sumo, they have full-on like really wonderful edits that kind of get to the point, because sumo has a lot of like ceremony and there's a little bit of like hurry up and wait with sumo. You might wait like 20 minutes for a round to start and it's over in like 3 seconds. One guy slips and it's done, right? So they edit it down. They have really great English commentary. It's fun, man. NHK Japan. And I've just been learning all about it. It's fascinating. Over the last few years, I've been watching it and enjoying it. But lately, I've been really trying to learn more about the history of it and understanding it. Trying to commit to memory some of like the Japanese terms. Some of it, you know, you pick up passively as you go. And I certainly have. But there's so much to know. And as someone, like I said, I train jiu-jitsu, so I love... In my personal life, I love, like, grappling arts. I know a little bit of judo. I've learned a little bit of wrestling, right? Sumo combines judo wrestling, but then also has a bunch of its own techniques that are really, really interesting. And it's just kind of cool to watch, like, two 400-pound dudes try to smash each other off the dojo. Always feel bad for the people who sit in the front row. Someone gets smashed every episode. It's usually a really tiny, older man. I think they treat it as almost like a sign of good luck, assuming no one gets hurt. Like, it's almost like you want the sumos to fall on you. And that's pretty cool. Very similar to, like, a lot of American sports traditions, right? Like, if you're in a baseball... If you're at a baseball game, you almost want to catch a foul ball, right? You want the ball to come right at you so you can catch it. It's kind of funnily similar to that. Double radiation beam. Clickbait title. You know what is going to be the title of this video? Might end up making it This Little Light of Mine, something like that. Or I'm going to let it shine. I've been trying to pay attention to how much damage that ball is doing, or not doing, while it's bouncing around, but it's hard to tell, especially on this character. Because it's not like we're getting it stuck and like bouncing. It's just not happening that way. Oh, we can't fuse them? What does an Inferno Flicker Ball do? Every second. Yeah. Okay. Does the flicker inflict burn? That's the question. Are we inflicting burn now to every enemy? Because if that's the case, this flicker ball might be like the best ball. If it inflicts status effects to every enemy, that's crazy. You could basically pair it with anything and you'll have really strong effects. Cool. Love essentially beating a game, my satisfaction, and then learning that there's still so much more game left to play should I choose. Who knows, man? In like, 6 months or something, they might come out with a DLC and we'll jump back in. Almost there. Bone Daddy's on his way. I was thinking too, for any of you guys who are waiting, perhaps maybe there's one or two of you waiting for the next installation of the Final Fantasy Tactics series. I took a little break from it. I was honestly so frustrated that I had, I think, 2 videos in a row after I updated OBS where I had kind of like, it's probably my fault. I don't know if it was OBS's fault. Where I messed up the like screen capture, and it was so brutal to look at. I'm like, man, it just kind of like ruined the series. And I thought about going back and recording. It's like 3 hours worth of stuff I would have to re-record, not to mention the little bit of grinding I did off camera. And I was just like, I can't do it. I can't fake enthusiasm. It's not something in my nature. So to try to like go back and get like fake second impressions, or just to spend all that time re-recording, Sounds like a nightmare to me. So I just ain't gonna do it. But I would like to jump back into Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm very interested in the story. I'm not, you know, all that invested just yet. My favorite game of all time is Ogre Battles 64. And so far, the story is very similar, which is not surprising to me because the same company made both games at about almost the exact same time and almost the exact same genre. But I love that story, the Ogre Battle 64 Person of Lordly Caliber story. And it's pretty good, but there are elements to both that are nearly identical. But I am curious to see where it goes. So I do want to get back to it. If for no other reason than my own, like, personal edification. I'm also pretty excited on December 4th, for those of you guys who like Total War, there is a new DLC coming out, Tides of Torment, and I used to have press coverage for that until misunderstanding with the CA content creator support team, which I won't talk about because I'm still sore about it years later. But yeah, lost early access to all that. That would have been cool. I would have loved to cover that for the channel. Let's say la vie. So everything's just passively getting the burn. It's so cool. It looks like... I can't tell if the boss is getting the burn, though. It doesn't look like it. I'm not seeing the red burning. Maybe the boss is immune to those types of effects? I don't know. Thank God we picked up the ghost ball right at the end, or else we'd be doing very little damage. The radiation balls are just in there not doing anything. We need little enemies to get triggers. Come on, man. Put this boss out of his misery. It is an interesting boss because you can kind of get soft locked fighting against him on certain characters if you just don't build right. And for that to be the level 1 boss in the game, I don't know. I don't know if that's good design or bad design. Maybe a bit of both, huh? And for our trouble, we get 100 gold. And some experience on the physicist, and an effect on his housing. Gain 100 extra gold when completing a level. That's cool. As we return to base. And we'll harvest. And collect. One last time for the love of the game. And like I said, I think this is going to be the last episode we do. Hope you've enjoyed this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Might play a game of Mega Bonk or something after this too. That game was going stupid viral. I guess viral is a good word for that. For a while on YouTube, people couldn't get enough of that game. Not a wave I caught, but it is a fun one. But guys, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brett, channel's Good Talk Gaming. And as always, y'all, I'll see you in the next game. Take care.